Why is that? Why can't I take video?
Sir, you can speak to her.
But you're the one telling me. He didn't tell me I couldn't take video. You told me.
I don't know why, sir. I know that.
So you don't know why? You just telling me what to do without knowing why? Nothing. She started talking to me. I have no idea.
Steve, you could record in this area.
I can record in all the publicly accessible areas. I know what I'm doing here. It's okay.
Did you record it or was you around?
I'm recording everywhere in the publicly accessible areas.
Okay, because you can't.
I didn't go by. Look, come here. I didn't go past where it says VA employees only. I didn't go past there. Okay. I didn't go into any restricted areas.
It's a DHS memo that came out, but in unauthorized areas he can't. So he knows that.
Non-employee areas he cannot.
Just lobby areas and everything like that. He can. He got access to all areas except unauthorized areas. He knows. All right. Yeah. Don't get upset.
This area here.
Ma'am, please. You're just trying to. Please, ma'am. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. A federal employee who's read the DHS memo. I said a federal employee who's read the DHS memo. It's great. Good to see. This is the security desk over here. Look at this beautiful stairwell over here. Wow, the architecture. Let's take a look.
Sir, you can't go upstairs, sir. You cannot go upstairs.
Alright guys, watch this closely. Because what starts as a simple act of recording quickly turns into a full-blown clash over rights. A citizen stands calmly, camera in hand, documenting police activity. No shouting, no threats, just observation. But almost instantly, resistance kicks in. You can't record here, they say. Then it escalates, trespass threats, commands to leave, pressure tactics. But here's the turning point. The citizen pushes back with knowledge, citing federal codes, demanding accountability, and reminding officers that internal policies don't override the Constitution. This isn't chaos. This is controlled resistance. And right here, you see the tension unfold between authority and awareness. Because when someone knows the law better than the ones enforcing it, the entire dynamic shifts. And suddenly, the badge isn't the only power in the room.
Why? It doesn't say anything about it being unauthorized.
It's an unauthorized area. You can't go up there.
What do you mean? There's nothing that's stopping me from coming up here.
Employees go up there. You can't stop. You can't go up there. It's only employees only. Only restricted for employees.
But why doesn't it say that? You have big signs everywhere else where it says restricted employees only. I don't understand.
You cannot go up there. It's an unauthorized area is what I'm telling you. And I'd like to be moved off your video. You didn't have my permission.
Ma'am, who are you? Can you tell me that now?
I
Or
already told you.
no, you didn't.
I did.
I have no idea who you
I'm
are.
a staff member here, federal government employee.
Federal government employee, and your name, and so that means you're public service. You're a public servant.
You were recording me without my permission.
So that means that you're a
In the state of Pennsylvania. That's against the law.
So you should. So if you feel that that's against the law, you should call law enforcement, ma'am.
Your video.
Ma'am, if you feel that's against the law, you should call law enforcement, and maybe they can educate you.
Call federal police.
So, ma'am, you just admitted you are a public servant. So what's your name and title here? You said you work for the public contact. What's your name, ma'am, as a public servant for the federal government?
Answer that to you.
You don't need to.
No, I don't.
It's just common
Are you
courtesy
still
of a public
recording
servant.
me?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Okay, great. Then I'm definitely not going to answer it.
Okay. Why would I stop recording? You've been nothing but hostile since the moment you made contact with me.
You were walking in an inappropriate area.
I was not.
Sir.
I was not.
You were behind the area and recording staff.
I didn't go
members
behind
of
the sign.
building.
I didn't go behind the sign that
And
said
I take
restricted
offense
area.
to that.
You take offense.
I do.
So you saw me recording and you decided to interject yourself into my recording and take offense to it.
That's exactly what I did.
Okay. Okay. And you didn't like being recorded so much you decided to come up to the camera again for the second time.
Well, you're continuing to record. I'm definitely letting my feelings be known.
Yeah.
And I'd like to get myself removed from your video.
I can see that.
Should this come up anywhere else, you have been asked 3 or 4 times to remove
That's not
me
going to
from your
happen.
video.
That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. There's nothing about this area that says restricted. Yeah.
The staff area behind the line of where fines were supposed to go.
Not true. That's a lie.
Video. They will not do it.
It's not true.
Okay, so the that went out stating that he can record public.
So the supervisor is talking to them.
Record out here.
Yeah, this is publicly accessible area too. This is not a lobby.
Here, sir. Right here.
Every other spot of this building, you have employees only restricted area, really big, and you don't have it over here.
It's restricted. So we actually verbally telling you right now that it is restricted, but you do have access and you can record anywhere else in public area.
Yes.
So a publicly accessible area.
Get that. 100%. I'm with you.
But what makes it? What is it about that makes it restricted? Because my only thing is, and can I get your name, sir? Fraser. The only, and you're with, are you a federal employee? Or?
Now here's where things get deeper. The narrative flips from confrontation to something bigger, a pattern. They say, if you've done nothing wrong, you shouldn't fear being recorded. Sounds reasonable, right? But the moment the camera turns toward authority, everything changes. Officers become uneasy. Policies appear out of nowhere. Restrictions get invented on the spot. All right, guys, this is where you need to pay attention, because this isn't about one building or one officer. This is about a system that claims transparency, but reacts defensively when observed. Words like restricted area and internal policy get thrown around like shields. But ask yourself this, if everything is lawful, why the discomfort? Why the pushback? A camera doesn't create problems, it reveals them. And what you're witnessing here is that exact moment where observation becomes a threat to unchecked authority.
Private security contractor. My only thing is that I would hate for the area to be restricted. If it's restricted all the time to everybody, that's different with signage and everything. But if you're just restricting it because I have a camera, then I'm gonna, that's a problem.
You have a camera.
So so you're telling me, Fraser, no one's allowed upstairs, but employees.
I can't really talk to you back and forth because I don't have that title to talk to you.
Okay.
So we just called
FPS.
for you.
Perfect.
And they can come out and talk to you, but we cannot go back and forth with you on camera or anything like that.
Okay.
We can just tell you where the restricted areas are and the unauthorized areas, but like you already know, you can record in a public.
All right, so I'll wait for FPS and maybe they can clear it up. Yep, no problem. No problem.
Hi.
Hey, how are you guys?
Are you recording?
Who are you, sir?
I am the assistant director of the station. My name is Pedro. How are you?
Hi, Pedro. My name is Sean.
Sean?
Yes. I am recording to answer your question. And your name, sir?
John Miller. I'm the public affairs officer for the
Public affairs officer. Okay.
Don't mind you recording.
Okay.
Especially me.
Yeah.
And the premises. But the employees, we need to have their permission to be recorded.
Why would that be, Pedro?
Because we have an agreement with our union, our labor union, and our employees, before they can be recorded or photographed, they have to agree, and they have to provide permission.
Do they agree when you record them on the security cameras?
Yes, that is part of
Do
that.
they sign an agreement?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I just whatever agreement you may have with them, I respect it. That's the agreement you have with them. Sure. I didn't enter into any agreement. I'm exercising my rights here. My intention is really not to film anybody in particular anyway, so it's kind of a moot point. Sure. I'm not really trying to, but I don't want to, if I happen to get somebody while I'm panning around and, just gathering, it's not my fault and it's my right to film government employees in the course of their duty.
That's what I'm hoping that we could agree, because you are at the main entrance. And again, I don't mind you recording, especially me, I don't mind at all.
Yeah.
But my employees are coming in and out. This is the main entrance.
Yeah.
And if you are, recording around, you might capture some of the employees.
Exactly, yeah. So, and that's what I'm saying. But that's my right, is to film they're government employees, right? They're not private employees. They're government. I have a right to film government employees in the course of their duty.
But the problem is within the premises.
Yeah.
From that glass door, from those double doors inside. I'm sorry, but I cannot allow it. If you
all right, I'm gonna wait for FPS to get here, and they said that FPS was on their way. So I'm gonna wait for FPS to get here, and then I'll ask them, because I'm well within my rights to film in publicly. There's a DHS memo that came out a few years back.
Right.
It didn't mention anything about. No, it says in lobbies, foyers, it says lobbies here. Okay. So you can read it. 2018 DHS memo. You can check it out. Yeah. It's a DHS memo, and it doesn't say anything about employees.
Okay.
Pedro. So again, I'm just gonna wait here for FPS to arrive, and then.
No problem.
I'll continue about my business. Yeah, sure. I'm an independent journalist. My name's Sean. I'm working on a story here at the Veterans Affairs.
Sure.
That's all.
I'm the public affairs, maybe I can help you.
Yeah, no, it's more of just to see the comings and goings of what's going on here and to see that everybody's being treated well and that everything's going on. I don't really need any. I mean, I'll take your email if you would like, if I can contact you later. But at this point, I don't need to speak with anyone from public affairs. All right. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Pedro.
All right, now we move to Riviera Beach City Hall in Florida. Broad daylight, public building, no secrecy. One woman, Akira Amanda, walks in with a camera. No disruption, no aggression, just documenting her surroundings, exercising a First Amendment right. But somehow, that alone triggers an officer in distress call. Think about that. No crime, no danger, yet multiple officers respond. This is where it gets intense. Because what should be a routine day inside a government building suddenly turns into a staged escalation. Officers arrive, tension builds, and all eyes lock onto one peaceful citizen. The real question is, when did observation become suspicious? When did recording public officials become a red flag? Because right here, in a place funded by taxpayers, transparency is being treated like a problem instead of a principle.
So as you guys can see here, they have cameras everywhere. Pedro is the ADA of this station here. So they're asking about the ETA of Federal Protective Services here.
Can you step on this side, please?
Excuse me, sir?
Can you come to this side, please?
Oh, sure. I'm just in the lobby still. That's all.
Please don't go beyond that hall.
Oh, I already went over there.
You already did?
Yeah, I already did. It's a public area.
No, it's not.
It says public contact.
Yes, but that public contact doesn't mean public area. So,
But it is a public area, though.
it's not a public area.
It's 100% a public area. There's.
Sir, would you mind stepping into this?
I mean, I have no problem taking a couple steps. Yeah, sure, that's not a problem.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, it's definitely a public area.
It's for veterans.
It's for anybody that came in to check up on their government. Just because I'm not a veteran doesn't mean that I don't.
No, that's okay.
You know.
No, it's not a public area. Period.
It is. I went there many times and no one said anything to me.
I'm telling you, it's not.
Okay, we'll wait for FPS and we'll see what they say. It's funny, Pedro, right? Pedro, you have signs over there that mark certain areas restricted, non-public areas.
If you need to spell my name or anything like that.
Yeah, sure. This is you right here?
Yes, that's me.
So there's big red signs back there, Pedro. I don't know if you've seen them. There's big red signs that say restricted area, employees only, VA employees only. That would be a restricted area. There's nothing that restricts this area. But I'll wait for FPS.
What was your name?
My name's Sean.
So, Sean, your interpretation of our signage,
Yeah.
that doesn't mean...
All right, guys, now watch how the dynamic shifts again. The focus moves outside into the parking lot, and suddenly, the roles flip. The auditor begins questioning law enforcement, vehicle tint, parking violations, accountability. It's subtle but powerful. Officers who arrived to investigate now find themselves being examined. And here comes the hesitation. Talk to my supervisor, they say. Deflection replaces authority. But the auditor stays calm, controlled, and sharp, highlighting something critical: double standards. Citizens get ticketed for violations, but when it's government vehicles, silence. This is where the hypocrisy starts to show. And notice this, there's no aggression, just persistence. Because real pressure doesn't come from shouting. It comes from asking the right questions at the right time. And in that moment, the balance of control begins to tilt.
Or lack thereof. Or lack thereof of signing.
Or
Yeah.
lack thereof.
Okay, so that's why we'll wait for law enforcement.
As the government official and the second in command in this building, I'm telling you that area is not open for you to record and for you to access.
Okay,
Given
well-
that you're not a customer, you're not a veteran. If you're a customer, you tell me what you need, and I'll make sure that we get you the help that you need. But if you're not,
Respectfully, Pedro, my tax dollars go to fund this building, correct?
absolutely, absolutely.
So I have a right to check up on my government. And that's what I'll bring up to FPS and maybe even your boss.
Sure. No
Okay?
problem.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, sure. Wait here for FPS. Can I get your name and badge number, please?
You can have my badge number.
Not your name.
That's all I'm required to give you by law.
Okay,
I'm not
that's fine.
required to give you my name, and you're
It's
not
not
gonna
about.
get it.
It's not about being required.
34502. That's my identity. So let me ask you, what is your business here?
Do I have to answer that question
Yes,
by
you
law?
do. Yes, you do.
By law?
You're in a federal facility.
So that doesn't mean that I have to answer your questions because
Yes,
I answered a federal facility.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Because you want to be technical by
Here's
the law. Let's
Here's
be
the law
technical
right
by the
here
law.
that says that you have.
Yeah, no, that doesn't say
41
that.
CFR 102-7.
Show me where it says that I have to answer your questions.
You have to be here on official business.
I am here on
can
official
ask you whether
business.
what that official business is when you come into a federal facility.
It's a constitution-protected business.
What's your federal business? What's your official business?
I would refer you, sir, to the DHS memo.
What's your official business?
Are you familiar with the
You're not
2000?
going to answer the question.
I'm referring you to you are DHS,
Are you
correct?
going to answer the question?
So you're
You wanna
DHS?
answer- I asked you a question first. You answered my question
I'm
with
going
the
to.
question.
I'm not answering with a question, sir. I'm telling
did.
you.
You haven't answered my question yet.
I'm telling
What's
you,
your
as
official
DHS,
business? What's your
I'm telling
official
you to
business?
look at the DHS memo from
All right.
2018.
We have a special agent on
which
the
will
way up
explain
here?
you. Yeah, that's
All
fine.
right. She's going to make the judgment call whether you could be here or not. And if not, I'm going to throw you out.
You're not going to touch me. That's for sure. I'm telling you now, you're not going to throw me out.
I'm letting you know that now. So have
and
your
I'm
fun
telling
now.
you now.
Have your fun
I'm telling you
now.
now, you're not going to touch me.
Have your fun now.
I'm telling you now.
When she comes, she's going to make the fun.
And you're not going to touch me. That's for sure.
There's nothing you can
There's
do
no
about
need
it.
for that.
There's nothing you can do about it.
You're not going to touch me. I know that.
What are you going to do if I do?
Don't worry about it. Do it.
I have a legal right to
Do it. No, you don't.
You have to.
Now this is where it gets interesting. A conversation begins, calm, almost respectful. An officer engages, explains policies, answers questions. And for a moment, it feels like progress. But don't miss what's happening underneath. Every answer circles back to the same wall, policy. Not law, not statute, policy. All right, guys, this is the key difference. Laws are public. Policies are controlled. And when policy becomes the excuse, transparency takes a back seat. The auditor pushes further, asking about inspections, legal standards, probable cause. And to his credit, the officer responds thoughtfully. But even then, limitations remain. Because no matter how reasonable the conversation is, there's still a line drawn. One that protects the system more than it informs the public. And that line? That's where accountability starts to fade.